of that second initiator. You got more ability to delay and lock off angles, but you aren't able to find the information as easy. And damn, everybody's just running straight down in towards B-Long, and hey, Joliinaa will take that, I guess.
Yeah, this is a round that we've seen before. Obviously, well, in fact, exactly what we'd seen before from Alliance. Having their fade towards bathroom, having a late lurk potentially around mid, and that obviously opens up the ability for them late round to make this rotation happen. And with the opening duels going their way on B, they're confident those players would be well and truly on the rotate, especially if they haven't pushed down A mid. That's the thing. Nobody there, you know, at that point you're free to take the site. The plant will come through. Pistols, crossfire. I mean, this is fantastic. If you play out the contact of your brim, that probably shouldn't have gotten as much as it did already in this round. Now under a tiny bit of threat.
Last player standing.
Timing here going to be everything. Free fire from Jade. It's going to be able to open up onto one. With Joliinaa so desperately low, there is actually a chance for this crossfire. Shoot! Oh, I was going to say it should be impossible to break, but the fact she even manages to get a shot off.
Through after losing it and thriftied flawlessly in the second half of Fracture. We don't want to see the same thing happen here. Then make that push down middle. Already Xaline's going to be forced out of her early spot. And that speedowka alone. Good initial fight, but 47 HP. She's the only one that can heal, so she's going to be staying up on, or staying down low on that health for the rest of the round.
Nades are going to trade places. The slow might make things a little awkward, but no, it's not quite going to reach. Try to wrap back around, but this is being watched by of Alliance and to allow for any shenanigans to come through. At least you'd expect. They are actually making this one a little bit more costly. Maybe Alliance would have liked, but eventually Joliinaa's there to clean up the mess.
Work with. Still buying up a ghost as well. This round should be interesting. I mean, for Acend, I understand why they're playing so passive towards A. I mean, just look at the push coming in on B. The early control of two players swung out wide on long.
Oh!
What?
Oh, get out of here. Oh, you've got to be great.
Can't believe it.
He's going to drop another. This is not the start to the buy round that Acend would have wanted. Now, they had a slow start on the previous map, but this almost feels that little bit different. The manner of some of these opening duels, the aggression that they're attempting is failing miserably, and they've at least got a rotation in to try and support, but Jade needs to do something impressive.
Oh, man. Now look for Acend right now. This is the nightmare scenario. Sure, they're keeping control over Hookah. One player coming down towards mid. This could be great. At least catching a player off, but that's not a player with a rifle. Just a headhunter coming through. And sure, that player's dropped. It's information for nothing. I mean, they already knew that there's players towards Hookah. Now at least confirming two of them there, and it's only the one towards spawn that's currently, I guess, unaccounted for. Potentially good drop, good kill for Jade. Now they're looking elsewhere as Amy comes out. She'll be caught and dealt with. And a very clean close to the round. I think those trades. Mystic, where's the picture? Huh? Me and you got a picture with Viper. Where's it at? Never gonna get to see that.
Good.
And stars though. Oh my god. What's up? What's up, everyone? Hi. Sorry, I'm just fangirling a little bit.
Yeah, can you stop? Yeah, I was about to say, can you stop pandering?
No.
Get back to doing your job.
This is my stream. I'll do what I want. It's Tom's stream too, but Tom chose to be here with me. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Gamble stack is not paid off for Acend. Every single player looking to try and retake here. Again, it's not even down to holding players in on the exits because they're already coming in from one angle, so just hoping to try and find some space. Jade already gone. Maybe the chance to
one enemy remaining.
Overwhelm, but it's only going to be the singular kill. mediKa gets nothing on the other end. 4 and 0 economy for Alliance is absolutely flying. And well, now there needs to be a response. You can't allow this to go much further if you're on that.
And no chance to get an early duel. Look at that site completely open. Flash has gone down and nobody was caught by it. At this point, if you're Acend, you're starting to feel pretty good about your 3 stack on the A site, but they're quite far back, Tom. You know, these smokes going down could cause a problem for them, but with them being smoked out of bathroom, it wouldn't be a great idea to burn up your non-refreshing smokes to potentially have to blitz out of a smoke yourself. Instead, they'll look elsewhere, try to open up space. Look at the amount of information they just got. They know they can just deep smoke on site, pop seekers for security, and they should be able to get towards planting.
Not a whole lot available to deny on the other side. Just a blind shot straight through the smoke from Joliinaa as well. A freebie kill, and she's just decimating in fine form. When it comes to these entries, barely any damage done on the other side either. And you almost have to question if it's worth attempting to get back in. He don't want to face off against Joliinaa at this point. 3 kills into the site, looking for a little more. Finally, Samsi will put her in the grave, but the damage is done.
Away with you.
This is tough. Headhunter down to just the 1 shot.
Against full rifles on the other side. Orbital strike available, but they don't really expect to be used. Samsi, though, is going to be able to get the tour de force. That's a pretty big boost to what was ultimately a weak purchase. Something to play with, but it was spotted over on that B side of the map. So you're going to see an initial fallback. Now, we haven't seen the best out of those Sage Walls yet. And then a lot of that comes down to just the information being guarded on the other side. Orbital strike will actually be thrown in, though. The defense actually really trying to win this one, even committing those ults for very little in return.
Such a strange round for it. They really believe in their low buys. To start it off like that again, you know, if you start to gain the advantage, I can get it. A lot of these players just avoided that ult. This could be huge with them running in to a stack. I mean, for Acend, this is what you're hoping for. Good information towards B. 4 players stacked up on A. Doesn't look like they'll be able to deny the plant, though. And now, with range coming into it, with these players starting to fall back, you need some kills to come through. And that tour de force not yet fired a shot. And remains chambered for now, and maybe they will all. Just a bullet ringing out, no target intended and none found. Hated the final player with 3 to take down, and Curry has had the round of her life. Beautiful stuff versus the eco, but an important kill.
Player on the other side of things. Nonetheless, still this aggressive stance. Again, with this single initiator, kind of lockdown part of the map. You've got the Sage doing that. And then the rest has to be based off aggression and just don't peek her at this point.
There.
Don't look anywhere near. You're going to lose your head.
Really is a bit of a life game. Starting this out, and again, Joliinaa will finally fall at the hands of Hated, and a double kill. But it's not that promising with the spike moving elsewhere. It'll be going down on the A side, an attempted denial of the res. Xaline's really not had the best of series. This time, at least, majority of the time she's playing information on the A site. That's the reason they're able to get themselves in here. That late lurk that's been coming through, albeit not for kills, but its impact is found elsewhere.
I think it's they need to move. Again, orbital strike available for that attacking side. They've done a lot in this round thus far, but if they can't clear out that brim, even the molly just going to buy so much extra time. And it's taken them a while, even having this setup in a crossfire. Hated might be able to buy it, though. Getting that kill makes so much of a difference. They know exactly where the last player is. Remaining shots connected, and eventually Samsi will put her down.
Don't even
just about going to have enough time. You almost wonder if that orbital strike should have just been thrown out, but obviously it's easy.
So many little variables in a 1 second defuse in a round like that. Like fantastic return by Hayden. Utterly unbelievable what she was able to pull off in that round. A highlight reel of its own. And on the back of it, the first round is found. Perhaps another hero is needed, and it's not Samsi. In fact, Amy on the other side starting it out. Joliena's down. They're going to be stuck here for a moment, feet in the mud, nowhere to go. But at least there was nothing there to follow through. No nade making its way in on account of that initial kill.
We saw this last map. Really solid initial start for Alliance, and then maybe a slight slip up, which ended up costing them. Definitely wasn't from the same deficit, but we know that Acend have that same sort of resilience to flash. Not great, at least it blinded her teammate, but also blinded the opposition. Hated.
One enemy remaining.
Putting another couple in the dirt. Jade is alongside him while this round is over. This showstopper straight through the smoke. It looks like, though, we're going to get some early aggression out from the side of Acend. Really looking to try and pressure a pincer through. This failed miserably last time, and it has failed miserably again. An attempt to aggressively push down B long for the second time, and the same results.
Probably something they look to learn from this point. I understand running it a second time, but that certainly hasn't worked out. Samsi. These opponents, they're so low. Joliinaa again delivering the killing blow, and it's hated, leaving this operator to fight back, and the HP not really mattering up against that off. 4
kills, 12 deaths in a loss.
Like,
she was someone who was genuinely pulling out god tier numbers, even in the sort of early stages of these tournaments. And it's one thing doing it there, it's another thing coming up against a squad like Acend and doing it all over again. But that's the thing. A real talent within Game Changers is finally seeing the light of some of those top tier matches. And by the looks of it, they're going to need her to carry it on because, okay, some of the other players have been good, but she has been the difference maker so far in this map.
Samsi being tough with the off this time, rifle in hand, dodging the flash, falling for the fake, and 3 kills in this round. A massive step up, and they're not expecting another player there. Range is not quite what it used to be. It's not quite what it could be. The Vandals win it out. Jade and Amy. That's a damn side better than it was looking like it would be.
Play.
They've made these comebacks happen already, and looking to make history repeat itself.
Some of the early information denied. Was that, again, the thing with this comp being run by Alliance is just having those double initiators to clear so many of these close angles. A lot of the surprises that other teams might face.
I've got your trail.
It's going to be the case. Kind of expect maybe a switch up here after finding out this much information in towards the side. The thing is, that nade from Jade is perfect. It's going to do so much damage, but she goes sprinting through. Still manages to take the head off another. Trade's though not bad, even still it's not enough. A 4th round on the board, a lot of it.
Either ready for or too far away to be caught off. 1 round left to play for, and it looks like Acend might have it in them. But the ults close to even. Are the tour de force in play on Ascend's side? Oh, that's an unlucky start. The wall going up. The Prowler not going to grab anything.
Clearing out and isolating the battles. Wonderful work from Alliance. Just using their utility to force back one, killing off the other. No opportunity for a trade.
And it's the instant blast pack to get out of there, knowing the slow orb is down. The orbital strike came in just a second later. And if that timing hadn't have been as quick as it was, that slow orb would have done a lot more to stop her from being able to get out. At least in time to with pretty much all of her HP. Alliance well and truly ahead in this round. The orbital strike gone from the defense, but the stack is towards this A site, and Alliance are walking right into it with 30 seconds left. They don't have a choice to move anywhere else.
Well, they have one on the way through the cross. Samsi, though, going to be tough to break, and the flash again from Hated is sublime. The shots, however, not so much.
Last player
chance
standing.
for her to end this round. Instead, it's all falling apart.
remaining.
And now, onto mediKa! She's going to turn it back. Down. It's 1v1. She knows she's not planted at this stage. Just has to try and hide behind the box and will just about survive. It is not pretty.
Recency bias leaning to Acend. This pistol could bridge the gap completely. We'll see how it plays out with Acend focusing on the C site, but it is rare to see a 4-player B-long stack in a pistol. We may just be about to see why. The late push down timing is going to be so important because on A, you have a player on their own, completely unable to be helped.
Yeah, she almost has to try and take some slightly more aggressive positioning. She's looking to try and hold on to those rotational angles.
Spike planted.
All gonna go down though. And the thing is, the amount of time it's taken them to get in on this flank, it's not really gonna have the impact that they were hoping for, because it's being watched.
And Sonya's done well to find Samsi. Damage done though. Look at how low so many of these Alliance players are. And if this fight towards spawn goes the way of Acend, yeah, they can start to flip this over completely. Now entirely focused on the mid fight. The flash through is good because it allows Jade to come in, find another double, refresh the nade, lob it through to confirm the round. The teammate didn't first. 7-6.
Maybe, I guess, Joliinaa stops killing everyone. Again, I don't mind the strategy of the last round. It just seemed to be a little bit too slow, and this time they've picked up the pace quite a bit.
I think this is a bit of an interesting one. Amy to have a firing squad in front of her, the shooting gallery. There's a few more participants. Acend trying desperately to defend that rifle. They will do just that, and the player who came in with a pistol now recovers it. Economically, that's not the worst. We need to see something else to come through from Alliance if there's to be a silver lining in this round, and even then there's another player with a pistol. So economy damage is going to be very tough to do.
Yeah, it's the same sort of strat that we see coming out from FPX. They were the brains behind that strat. And the reason it works so well is as long as you can get away with 3 players alive, you don't really lose anything. Couple of 1,000 credits, something that can easily be repurchased, and then you can play some really strong bonus rounds with rifles. Either way, have an attempt to try and make this costly. Hated is always just in a corner with a flash. Every single time. Doesn't even necessarily want to peek or get aggressive or do much. But just wants to be an irritation, it seems, and well, that scoreline is looking definitively equalized with Samsi even getting an extra couple of kills to close.
Helped opt. If they pick up this first buy round, that will have brought them from a massive deficit into a convincing lead. Again, the Alliance putting all their economy on the line right here and now. And a strange approach to not have anybody controlling hookah. They've at least got the trap there, but with it being destroyed so early on, that immediately drags another rotation towards this side. And yeah, Acend are going to put some utility in, but they're not looking to push it just yet. They've still got double lurks towards the A side. This is still a default. Alliance are on the back foot of the info game.
Sonya, though, might be about to reclaim some of that. Samsi going down, that's the lurk corp pushing back in the other direction, and will likely keep another couple of players here, even throwing a smoke forward, though. They didn't even realize, just jumped out of hookah, but luckily they're not going to be able to find that kill. Hated, though, again, looking to wrap back through with the flash and turns this into an equal scenario.
TPs, it's been heard, it's been read. And they'll keep 2 players on the A side. I think Acend had hoped these rotations had come through much sooner, but after that initial
30
kill,
seconds left.
kept players in this position. Still,
Last
Sonya's
player
gone down.
standing.
The spike not planted and dropped now on the floor. Hated has to do it all with 20 seconds left. And look at the players now grouped up. Smoke fading gives something away. At least now Hated knowing where both are. Sprint being up close.
Bingo.
Not quite part of the plan, nor was that spray, but
by and some weaker weaponry still on the side of Alliance. So not out of the woods just yet. And Jade is just going in, trying to almost bunny hop spray her opponent.
Spike down A.
it's a bold strategy. I'll say that. It has not paid off. And, well, lucky that TP was within the range. Unfortunately, that is the spike gone through. And with no control, can't really just start rotating right now. If those doors open, you don't know what's waiting on the other side. Hated's going to have to rotate around. Possibly even pop the Tiger for the information. Yeah. So this is quite costly off the back of the C's. It's changing the entire, like, 30 seconds of Ascend's gameplay. Being controlled like that, but they'll try to use it to their advantage. Coming late to A. The problem is there's plenty of players here. 2 towards lamps and 1 jump spotting. And they might not expect them to have players close. Almost caught with a smoke down. And coming again on the running sprays. I don't know how she does it. But that is a clean close to the round. 23 and 8 in this close of a game. This high stakes of a game as well. It's remarkable, having played out the attack side. It's been good to watch so far. 1:25 on the clock, and we are 2 rounds behind on the side of the sand. We're looking to close this out. And Alliance,
one enemy remaining.
You don't want to let it go.
Spike down.
speedowka with the triple, and the Bulldogs for Alliance. They pay off massively. The pistols not able to deal with it, especially not when they're blinded up like that.
Samsi's always been pretty good with the pistol, but not this time. speedowka ult online, 4 kill, much of a performance, but with the rest of the stars on that side really going strong. Joliena's taking the angle, and actually, she's going to take the first blood as well.
Of course, yeah, Jade is thinking like my boombot's gone past and tagged someone inside of hookah, but they'd managed to sneak around it perfectly. Samsi trading it back at least. Here comes a flash, and Xaline's off the angle. Again, a lot of these opportunities that are normally spoon-fed to these chambers are being taken away. But the early duel that was found canceled out. Plenty of ultis online for both sides. You can see it in the positioning. Alliance playing outside of lamps, expecting at any moment that orbital strike could be coming in. Same thing on the other side, not wanting to be spotted, but that boombot has detected him.
Orb retrieved. Really going to go all the way back around just for the res. It seems like they might. 35 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, wow.
They are going to do this. It
Your 30
gives
seconds
a
left.
lot of information over to their opposition of
I've got
their
your
current
trail.
spot on the map. Seeker's going to be expended. Now, this actually tells them there's only 1 player over onto that B site. The other Seekers have gone in the other direction. And they're still going to go running in towards A and try and double back in at the last second. It is risky as hell, but they will have themselves the plant. There is no one there to stop them.
speedowka could have caught them on the cross. Luckily, Seekers come in a second too late. The swing is detected. Blast packs in to slow down, and okay. They fall themselves into space. Lucky that a brimstone wasn't close by with an orbital strike ready to call from the sky. Acend have pulled themselves a ridiculous late round rotation for a 5v3 plant. And Alliance seem to be considering the save. And if they're not now, they may be in a second. This brim forward is certain death with Jade tucked in the corner.
She's feeling confident, it seems. Definitely one of the scarier aspects of the previous map is when she really got going.
Satchel out.
No, you're not making that.
Definitely. I appreciate the optimism, but I guess with the spot she was already fighting from, don't think she was necessarily planning on getting out alive. Again, though, wrong place, wrong time, and you basically lose yourself the round just off being that late into it. Luckily for them, they got away with it, and damn, Jade's just gone straight through.
They called the orbital strike, thinking maybe they'd catch the early space take, but instead, Acend came barreling through the other side. Alliance caught with their pants down as Acend lock in a 9th round immediately. Barriers had hardly separated from the floor, and this round was taken out of Alliance's hands. End the 9, 1 away. We said they needed to step it up
to adapt, because that pace change really caught them off guard. The fact is, though, I don't think that's something that Acend can do too often without it eventually biting them.
Well, we're getting towards the end of this map, but the winner's still to be determined. Round number 20 sees Jade make a ridiculous play. Caught off, eventually traded at least. Space taking on the other side. It's caught Samsi. It spotted her. Nade is good, forcing the TP and Amy. No reason to fight still. I'll be falling back on this. I'm not sure they're getting the control they hope for, though. Flashes. Not catching the player up close the second time. The wall provides actually a small amount of cover as Xaline was breaking it. I like that idea. And they covered that off very well. And Acend now end up with a post plant 3v2. Xaline's going to try to make a play and catch the last player standing. And it's not going to work.
Yeah, it's not been a day. And I think the flash only caught them to a certain extent. Maybe a little bit of an overextension from Hated. There's still plenty of time left on the clock for speedowka to try and make a move off this, but well, with Samsi on the other side, it's not going to happen again. Acend climbing back.
So dead.
Well, the tour de force activated right away. That should bridge the gap somewhat. Xaline, as we said, success hasn't always been there with this scope, and Samsi's waiting patiently for over-aggression. That won't be coming through, though, by the looks of it. Alliance pushed up on Bathroom, but Prowlers are soon to follow. And they will spot those players waiting further back. They want to contest. They don't yet know exactly who's waiting for them. They've heard that chamber TP, and actually, that's going to see a full rotation. That rotation leading them into the tour de force of Alliance.
Blinded.
Seconds left for them to make their move. A lot of information garnered with the aggressive push through the bathrooms. Alliance should know that it's coming in this direction. They lead. Oh, it's making a shot, but it takes too long. So many targets and none of them found. Teammates getting isolated as well because of it. Completely surrounded, but then she gets two. Maybe giving them a way back through into this. The problem is the Seekers have given away the remaining couple of members of this Alliance side, and after plant,
spike planted.
No doubt, I'm gonna retake these.
One enemy remaining.
Well, that retake ain't looking too likely with Joliinaa gone. Prowler hadn't caught, and Sonya has to swing straight into the operator. That alone should be a death sentence. A TP to fall back. And more than enough players to trade out. Never lose this round, and the series, indeed this leg of Game Changers, may be over.
Go get him.
Yeah, especially with some of the individual performances, how they played earlier today. I think it would be disappointing for them to go out, especially on this map, which they look so incredibly good, but even with their superstar arrays popping, it doesn't necessarily look like it's enough. The way, only a round behind. Still opportunities for them to turn this back, and again, they've managed to garner long B control without too much contention. The main worry here has been that Jade has been able to get way too much space out towards this B site with no contention. So I think they've actually switched things up completely and just put Joliinaa there instead.
Blast pack used up the showstopper to Joliinaa. Not able to find a target, and, you know, predictably they've ran away, but not so predictably, the swing has come out on B long. A risk. Under so much pressure, of course, they wanted more information, but that information comes at a heavy cost. Jade has even survived that. And the showstopper to fly up top. It's a 5v2 in a round that was so desperately needed for Alliance. What absolute heartbreak. As Acend just steam into the lead. Look, we knew this one wasn't going to be won. The question for me was whether they saved both. And they were only trying to save one by the looks of it.
And you could see the hunt is on for Sonya. Trying to remove that remaining weaponry. In most of these rounds, they've had a gun or two to save. Amy has been hurt. The thing is, now they know where she is. You could already see Jade is on the hunt. They're going to try and come around from behind. The thing is, doesn't have any blast packs, so a lot of this will instead go on to her teammate. No way they can wrap through this together, even like facing in with an operator here. They're going to go through together, and actually Sonya will take down both. Decent work from her to at least make this one a little bit more costly, and more importantly,
They're only going to remember the mistakes that were made. Those little errors will haunt them if they end up going out here without a third map after a close first and then moving to bind a map that they've performed so well on even here today, but in history as well. And now, you know, as you said, Tom, Acend are a different team, a different caliber perhaps, and it is certainly looking that way. This final, potentially final round. Look at the disadvantage for Xaline. Tough series so far. A Prowler down to bathroom, seeing nothing, and they're already up close. Good kill and disengage. At least something to play with here for the defenders. They have to see to plant again.
now the time starts to tick, but they are quickly moving their way back through, managing to hold on towards that lamp's control. Res still a couple away, so not something they can really look to use. They've actually got the Molotov lined up ready to delay, and as the wall breaks, they'll start to come back through the balconies. This setup's actually pretty nasty for that side of Acend and the nade. It actually just give a little bit of bait. It's still only going to be that one, though, and the time should already be gone. Not quite enough for Hated to steal that at the last second.
By and everything collapses where the trade inside of middle leaves them with one extra player to play in that post plan to run the clock down those extra couple of seconds. It didn't happen this time. Acend have so many opportunities here. A tour de force in the back pocket. But the res, more importantly, you're seeing all these players go out and look to fight in some ranged angles, somewhere they can take the control back easily and pop the res if needed.
Again, passive hold on this A site and a much more aggressive one when it comes to this B aggression. Hated seems fairly ready for this though. Flash dodged, and they've just destroyed them. These B long pushes have failed, I think, almost every single time we've seen them from either side. A risky time to try and throw one in for Alliance. And they have met the same fate as every player before them. 40 seconds left, still 2 players within this B site as they look to try and build in once again.
30 seconds left.
Okay, the blast packs from Jade. Good space taken. There's 2 players here. McCurry needs more. Just a sheriff in hand. A second frag comes away. But no follow-up. And the res, it just stacks the numbers against Alliance again.
Spike planted.
Only Sonya remaining. And it looks like this might be the last round for the Alliance squad in this tournament. Acend have played a phenomenal game. Looked like an incredibly strong team, a unit, and proving it here with mediKa, trading it out 13-11. It goes the distance on map number 2, but we won't reach a third.